Dirty Santa is here, and he left his pants at home. And he's proud he's left his pants at home. All right, the number 29 of Cole Lute. He's a little bit off of his game after going down and DNFing one of his heat races. That allows the number 930 of Roman Jordan to move up into the race lead, and that brings the number 238 of Ian Tarr on the big tank Goofin 252-stroke KTM up with him into second. Tarr going to try to challenge Roman Jordan for the race lead as Cole Lute has gotten pushed back to third place, but Cole Lute now at the inside line makes the pass on the 238 of Ian Tarr to take the number 2 position back. They're side by side through the infield whoops, and the number 29 of Cole Lute will come away with the number 2 position. Cole Lute working his way through the rhythm section just before the finish line. He will sweep through that final turn and go across the finish line to take a main event win here tonight. This time in the 250C Junior 12-17 class, he gets it done over the number 930 of Roman Jordan and the 230. Whoa, a couple of riders coming together, running in the number 2 and 3 spots. They come together. Capetta and Rhinus go down. Rhinus will pick it back up. He has found himself on the ground both times in the 250B class today, but he will pick it back up and make the best of it in the main event as he will cross the finish line to take second. We have racing underway in the 125C class with the number 29 of Cole Lute pulling the whole shot, but he's getting some business by a super mini. The number 24 of Briar Stesic. He doesn't care that the number 29 of Cole Lute is the man here inside the arena at SwitchbackMX. On the Mom and Dad Jones and Roman MX School and GNR Welding sponsored bike leads the 29 of Cole Lute, the number 6 of Jaden Smeltzer. Oh, the 29 of Cole Lute parks the 24 of Briar Stesic, and as these two riders are going after each other, that's allowing the other riders in the 125C class to close the gap and battle class. This is what we would know as the 4-stroke schoolboy class, allowing racers to race 125 2-strokes, 254 strokes, and 252 strokes, I believe, in the schoolboy 2 class. And Cole Lute doing it the absolute hardest way that he could possibly do it, and that's on the 125cc machine, and he leads the way over the 711 of Eric Gerke back in the number 2 spot as the white flag continues to fly, to come into play into this final turn. And the number 29 of Cole Lute feeling the pressure of Eric Gerke. It'll be single file across the line with Lute holding off Eric Gerke, and the 208 of Hayden Serena will round out the top 3 and sits back in second. Also in the Open Pro Sport class on the Moses Motorsports and True MX Honda is the 437 of Vinny LaHovie. He's putting the pressure on Darren Durham. Things are still pretty tight up at the front of the pack between the 723 of Ben Nelko, the birthday boy out of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. He is still holding off the 159 Yamaha of Darren Durham in this Open Pro Sport heat race. It's still the number 437 Moses Motorsports and True MX Honda of Vinny LaHovie sitting back in the number 3 spot. And I see what happened there. Vinny LaHovie, he knew that third place was about all the better that needs to be done in this heat race. Main event number 12 plus 25 should be getting lined up right now. Once again, main event number 12 plus 25 should be getting lined up. Main event number 13, Open Women should be in staging. Main event number 14, Open B needs to make their way. Whoa, coming together hard. The 731 of Steve Roman and the number 7 of Ronald Johnson. We knew that ArenaCross was about bar banging action, but that was hardcore in the turn just before the finish, just before the start straightaway. Roman shows that this is his house, and he won't let anybody take that number 1 spot. Whoa, your heat race winner, the 126 of Kylie Inman, going down on this start through the rhythm sections, and she has worked her way all the way up to the rear fender of your second place rider. leaps and bounds faster than the rest of the pack, and she jumps her way into the number 2 spot on the final lap, does the 1:26 of Kylie Inman. Comes up a little bit short, but nothing to be too awful disappointed about. I look down, and the number 6 of Jaden Smeltzer has made the move on the 24 of Briar Stesic to take over the number 1 spot in this mini senior open class. Stesic has been bested, but he's going to show Smeltzer a wheel. Both riders come together. Both riders go down. Who can get their bike up and fire back up quicker? The number 6 of Smeltzer gives his bike a stab, and it goes back to life just before the number 24 of Briar Stesic does, and that allows the 94 of Bennett Weiss to reel them in. So we have a 3-way battle here on the final lap, and Jaden Smeltzer makes a huge mistake entering the start straightaway. Main event as he bests the number 29 of Cole Luke going into and out of that first turn. Maxwell Shirer on the KTM having a difficult time maintaining traction on the 125 two-stroke machine. Finally gets the rubber side pointed in the correct direction and puts it down on that Kawasaki. Rider coming out of Portersville, Pennsylvania. Coming up a little bit short in the heat, but it doesn't matter about the heat. Oh! The 7-1-1 of Eric Gerke going down and going down hard. And grabs the start. He leads the way. He is tiptoeing his way around all the inside lines to bulldog his way up in that number 1 spot. And he is leaving everybody else in the dust as he has checked out already from the number 7 of Ronald Johnson, the 808 of Zach Garys, the 452 of Rylan Bly. And Zach just needs to ride a clean final lap as he has continued to run good laps in this one. I can't say much else about it as he put himself in a great position early, found himself in the number 1 spot, kept himself tidy around some insides while everybody else was fighting for positions behind him, and just started to pull away and ride clean laps. And the rider out of Greensburg, Pennsylvania will make his way into and out of the sand section one final time in the 250 Pro Sport to take the main event win over the 1-2-3. Stevie Roman pulls the whole shot in the Open Pro Sport main event, but makes a couple of mistakes just after the finish line. That's going to allow Ben Nelko, the Aliquippa, Pennsylvania native on the Kawasaki, to work his way into the number 1 spot, as we had Talon Thompson get caught up with the 159 of Darren Durham, and the Open Pro Sport class is his only chance to do so, and he is working his way from down on the opening lap to 5th place on the track, and he now sees the number 7 of Ronald Johnson. He's got about 3 or 4 laps to get it done, and looking at lap times, Darren Durham running 36-second lap times. Ronald Johnson, 41-second lap times. So 4 seconds different lap times in laps. Left the door open a little bit, but that also allows him to get the drive down through the whoops to maintain that number 5 position. And the checkered flag flies in this Open Pro Sport main event, brought to you by the folks at First Bike Motorsports, Jones and Roman MX School, Fast Track Moto Co., Hillview Motorsports, Catalyst Performance Factory, Gary's Hot Rod Barbecue, Martin MX School, and Switchback MX. And Ben Nelko and Steve Roman, first and second, putting on a clinic. Should be down on the line. Whoa, yard sale in the sand section. It has collected another couple of riders as Jeffrey Scruggs and the number 22 of Tyler Seguin come together. Whoa, the 21 machine of Tanner Freshwater takes a sample of the Terra Firma inside the arena as a couple other riders come together in the start straightaway, trying to catch numbers on those machines. And they were top riders in this class. Dominic Getz gets caught together with, I believe, a lapped rider, so that could not have gone any worse for the rider coming out of Renfrew, Pennsylvania.